Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's really hot here. I'm in Port Lincoln in South Australia. It's about 40 degrees over the last 2 days. Crazy hot. Last night was so warm. You know when it's so warm and sticky that you're lying in bed with the windows open and you don't have the covers on, just the fan blowing. But you just get that really good sleep. It's not super deep sleep, but it's just enough where you wake up feeling pretty energized and awake, and you had a good rest. That's what happened here. And I'm just going to freestyle a little video today because this is a bit of a sort of impromptu video, and it got me thinking, because yesterday something happened that got me thinking about fundamentals. And it was when I was doing a CrossFit class. I went to do a CrossFit class here in South Australia, and there's a really great CrossFit gym down the road, and great trainer, and it's just really good to kind of push yourself, challenge myself while I'm here. So I started to go and join a CrossFit gym, and was doing some movements that I'd never done before. I hadn't done for a long time, and these movements were quite complex movements. It was called a barbell hang snatch. So it's a movement that develops power, a movement that kind of uses your whole body, and you've really got to integrate the whole muscular system and stabilize it. But when you look at the movement, your mind is already telling you what it thinks it needs to do to perform that movement correctly, which isn't necessarily the most efficient way of doing it. So when you look at the movement, I started doing the movement, and I thought it was the right way to do it, but it was the wrong way to do it. And the trainer came around and excellently corrected my form and enabled me to deliver the movement, or produce the movement much better, with less energy. Actually, it was high energy. It was tiring, but I wasn't muscling it and hurting my shoulders and compensating. I wasn't overcompensating with other parts of my body. I was actually using the correct muscle groups, so it felt much better. And after 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, 4 reps, okay, you start to build that. You build that kind of repetition motion, a repetition muscle. You build this new motor skill. But only after about 5 reps, 6 reps, 7 reps, you keep going. You build more of a skill, and then what happens is you stop, you rest, you grab some water. And what I noticed is when I went down to pick up the barbell again, I was doing it wrong straight away. So and I was like, oh shit, why am I doing this wrong again? What was it again? I had to keep asking for more instructions, and then I got more instructions. Okay, now I've got it. Start to build up the motor skill again, start to become more natural, start to produce the form better. Stop, have a drink again. What happens next time? Start, have a drink, have a rest, have a chat to somebody, go back, pick up the bar. I've lost it again. Okay, so how many reps did I do over the course of the session? Probably around about, I'd say probably 50, because it wasn't always heavy. It was quite lightweight. So probably over the course of the session, 50 to 100 reps. And after about 50 to 100 reps, I started to really get the idea of the movement, started to kind of really try to sink in. It meant that I could go for a run, or do some row machine, or do some other exercise, come back. Okay, now I've got the movement. And what the trainer said to me was interesting. He said, you got to practice this stuff every day. Even if it's just with lightweight, just practice the repetition. Just do the movement. Just use a PVC pipe or a stick, or just stand at home with a towel and just do the exercise with the towel. Just to kind of build that motor skill. Because when you build that motor skill, what it's going to mean is when you come to perform, you're going to need less practice, less time to warm up, less chance of getting hurt, less chance of risk. Let's reduce your risk of injury, and enable you to get more reps and feel less tired doing the movement correctly. So it kind of got me thinking. Okay, so then just by doing reps, the fundamentals to producing that movement, the fundamentals to producing that exercise is doing the same thing over and over again. It's repetition, the same thing over and over again. And what you tend to see with human beings, what we do, isn't it? This is what we do. We build something. Okay. Now I know it. I know what to do. In my mind, I've got it. I performed well last time. So what do we naturally want to do? We naturally say, okay, I've got it. I can do it. I don't need to practice because I did it once. So now I can do it. I'm comfortable. I don't need to learn anymore. We kind of stop that. I think as you get older, we stop thinking that we need to practice. We start to think that we've already got it. So we go into the gym and we start talking to our friends, and it comes to snatches. Okay, we're gonna do snatches. Yeah, I did those the other day. Pick up the bar, put some weight on it, boom, hurt yourself, because we don't warm up, we don't prepare ourselves, we don't get ourselves ready. We're not continually doing the work outside of that particular, outside of performance, to ensure that we can perform better. We're not doing the extra work, we're not doing the extra hard yards, we're not doing the fundamentals. And without our fundamentals, without our technique, without practicing, without someone telling us, giving us feedback and telling us that, our form is not right, and we can do it better if we focused on our technique, and if we practiced more, and if we rehearsed more, and if we did a bit more due diligence. Maybe we did a bit more research. Maybe we go deeper into studying about a movement, about the exercise, that we're going to be able to perform better. And I was like, shit, how much does that correlate to everything in fucking life? Like, how much does that correlate to nutrition? How much does that correlate to, if we want to lose weight? Okay, well, I'll go and speak to a trainer. I'll get a nutritionist to write me out a nutrition program. Then I'll stick to the nutrition program. But and I'll do the bare minimum to get the results. But what else are you doing on top of that? How about, are you doing any research are we doing research into food? Are we doing research into water? Are we doing research into what alcohol does to us? Are we doing research into organic versus consumerables? I mean, the more time, or are we just going to focus on what one person's told us once, what we already think we know, as being gospel? Or do we want to continue to challenge? And when we want to, and by continuing to challenge ourselves, and challenging the status quo, and challenging what we've already learned, are we going to be able to learn more and step up to the next level? So we never fully know it. We're never going to know everything, and that's dangerous. When we get to a position where we think we know everything, that's the danger, because then we're going to stop in our ability to learn, stop in our ability to grow, stop in our ability to perform at a high level. So, in summary, what's the summary for today? In summary, fundamentals are key. Fundamentals, basics of our lives. If we don't, we've got to continue with our fundamentals. And that can just be as simple as whatever our fundamentals are in our lives. If it's preparing yourself the day before you're about to go to work, spending some time looking at your schedule, making sure that you have all your appointments set up, you have all your plans are ready. Maybe it's spending time looking at your business plan every single day. Look at not just your business plan, but your strategy. What about the level of communication that you want to have with your team, with your colleagues, with yourself, with your partners, with your families, with your son, children? Are you reevaluating your communications? Checking on those every single day. How about your own personal hygiene, personal health? We've got to keep topping up those fundamentals, those basics, to enable us to, because our fundamentals are our rituals, and our rituals are going to be who we become. And it's easy to give up your rituals, right? Especially when you wake up in a good mood and you're feeling great. and everything's working out for you, what's the first thing you're going to dump? Well, you know what? I'm going to just skip. I'm just going to skip fasting. I'm going to have fasting for today, and I'm going to have a cinnamon whole wheat bagel. I'm going to have a donut, or I'm going to have a glass. Whoa! Oh, you hear that bird? That was cool. Or we're going to have that cinnamon wheat toasty, or I'm going to have chocolate, or I'm going to just skip the gym because I went yesterday and I'm feeling good. That's what happens, isn't it? We start to feel good, so we start to skip those fundamentals. I'm not going to meditate today because I'm in such a zen mood right now. And then that's the danger. That's the slippery slope. That's where you need to just be mindful and honor your rituals, honor your principles, honor your fundamentals, and honor those daily practices, because they're what's giving you what you have today. And without looking at that short-term gratification, if you can continue putting the effort and putting the work in, you'll continually get the long-term gain. So find those rituals, find those fundamentals, find those new techniques. Go speak to a coach. Go learn something new, and take even if you take 1, 2, 3, 4 parts or 5 parts from somebody else, from studying a new course, from speaking to a coach, from attending a workshop that you've always wanted to go to that you still haven't gone to, saying yes to going to that seminar, that workshop, saying yes to going on a date, saying yes to having that tough conversation, or saying yes and deciding to take that decision that you don't want to take right now because it's just too hard. Say yes to it. And decide, commit, do it, and honor those rituals, because they'll fundamentally give you what you want in life. And that's happiness, fulfillment, freedom, independence, energy, power, muscle, everything. Cool, guys. It's again, it's like starting to rain now, so I'm going to go inside. But a good little impromptu video there for you guys. As ever, with passion, with health, it's rich.